What's up, my brother? What's up, my sister? This is your boy Oscar Ntege again with yet another amazing video. This time around, I'm going to show you how to match skin tones, how to make sure that all these skin tones are in the same tones and colors. Now, before we get into this video right now, I want you to first of all download the dynamic actions pack, then come back and follow along this video, because what I'm going to give you in this particular video is going to super amaze you this time. This time around, I'm going to show you how to remove blotches, how to match skin tones. Now, when you look at this particular picture here, it is a bit challenging and you're going to meet a lot of pictures that are very super challenging. Before you do the other frequency separation and the like, there is a particular panel beating you need to do on pictures in order for them to look as awesome as can be. So that is exactly what this video is all going to be about. Ready? Let's dive into this. By the way, before we dive into this video, take a minute, hit the subscribe button, of course. Give this video a thumbs up so that it goes up there. It really helps the channel grow. What we are going to do right now, we are first going to do what they call frequency separation. So what is frequency separation? For those of you who don't know what frequency separation is, it is a skin retouching technique where we separate the textures from the tones of an image. What does this help? This helps you to edit the skin textures of a person separately from the colors of a skin. What does this mean? Look at it as a song. Imagine you have one song and you decide to put the instrumental on its own folder and you also put the vocals on its own folders. So the song itself, the vocals are a frequency and the instrumental is a frequency as well. So this is exactly what we are going to do for this particular picture. And this picture is shot with a 60D. A 60D is about, I think, I'm not sure, but it's about 24 megapixels. I'm not sure. So in this particular dynamic pack, which you are going to find in the link in the description below, I have two actions of frequency separation. I have one which is for 45 megapixel cameras and above, and I have one that is within the 24 megapixel cameras. So I set up all these frequency separations for you in order at least to be a bit diversified. I don't know whether that is even right English, but we're going to get into our actions pack and we are going to do what they call frequency separation. Okay, let us roll. Now, when you're doing frequency separation, you just come here into the beauty dynamic actions pack, just right here, and you're going to select this particular beauty frequency 24 MP. 24 MP means 24 megapixels because it was shot with the 630. I just click onto the beauty frequency like that and then play. So the good thing about this frequency separation action is that it takes you step by step. It does not play everything automatic, in that at every stage it pauses and it lets you adjust with the kind of picture you're editing. Now, this particular one, it is a 24 megapixel camera. We don't want to overly blur it out. Let's first take it to 0, just here. And then I'll just bring these pimples a bit closer. So I'm just going to come and blur it out, just like a little bit, just like that. I don't want to take it overboard because I may end up not doing anything. So I'm just going to come and I'll keep it at around 5.1 is good. Let me just zoom it out and see. But I think I'm still seeing, am I still seeing any textures? No, I'm not seeing any textures. I think I'm going to keep it around that particular zone. So I'm going to come here and say, okay. So if you've never used frequency separation before, definitely your layer is going to become black, just like you're seeing this. But if you've used it before, definitely it will be in the gray tones. Why is it black? Because we have not yet set up the offset and the scale at the 50% gray point. How do we do that? You put this in 2 and you put this in 128. Okay, I won't go into the science of why we use those numbers here because I explain it in this particular video here. I don't want this video to be so long, but let's get into this again. We shall come here and say, okay. Now, you see, the image is still the same. Guess what has happened? what has happened is that now we've separated the textures. We shall name them as textures. And these are the tones, yeah, from one another. Basically, let me put it in a group and just drag it here into the group icon, and then I score this frequency. Yeah, ready? So I've put them in a group. Now look at this. Look at when I remove the I from this. See that? It is still the same picture. The only difference between this upper layer and the bottom layer is that the upper layer has been separated. The upper image has been separated into two different parts. So here is the thing. The first thing we are going to do, of course, we are only working on the tones. I'm not going to even touch the textures because this is the first thing you do, is removing blotches. When you look at this, is now at the extreme. I know you'll find people, if you're editing a Caucasian, usually the skin turns out to be reddish. If somebody has a lot of melanin, you'll find these patches coming into black, turning out to be dark spots. So depending, this technique works on anybody with arcane or a blotched skin, okay? So what we're going to do, since we are working on tones, we are going to come here and then just create a new layer. There is a big mistake most of new retouchers do who have known frequency separation. They will just go ahead and begin applying the Gaussian blur all over. What happens here, you end up getting results that are not precise. And if we want to get something super precise, something super amazing, okay? So let us do this. So we are going to rename this even tones, okay? And this is going to be very, very simple, okay? We are going to build this thing slowly by slowly. Are you following along? By the way, if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, take a minute. Hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment below. Am I super fast or am I at the right pace? Give me a yes in the comment below, just down there. And hit the subscribe button. Let me give you a moment to do that. Done? Awesome. Let's go on. Now, we are going to come here into this layer. This layer is put in between the textures and the tonal layer, okay? So you come, make sure it is selected. Get your brush tool just here. Okay, now we are going to leave the opacity at 100, and we are only and only going to work with the flow. That is the only thing we are going to touch. So we need to go on building this thing slowly by slowly. And when you're editing such blotches, you step a bit aside and, you look at this picture from a distance. You don't want to do it in such a way that you're overly building up the thing. So you come, get your brush tool, press your Alt key, yes, your Alt key, so that the color picker pops up. You pick a color close to the particular pimple you want to cover, and then you click to select the color. See what happens here? If you're using a Mac, definitely you press Option, then you click. Then we come and begin painting. Like that. So let me just show you. You've seen where the thing has been. I just want you to look around here. Let me just create something here for you, just to direct you where you're going to look. Because I want you to see what the power of this particular thing. Let me just put a red on top here. I just want you to look at around, let me put this back in 100. I just want you to look at that and we see what we've done. Look at this. See that? That's the before and that's the after. So we're going to go on building this slowly by slowly. So I'm going to remove this. I was only showing you what exactly we did. So we're just going to bring back softness into the brush by removing the hardness, put the hardness to 0. And then we're going to come back here, still put back the hour flow at around 4. The higher the flow, the faster it's going to be, but it won't be that neat. Okay. So let's put it at 3 around there, and then I'll just come with my brush, click the Alt key here, and then I'll just paint over just like that. Like that. So I just go on painting in slowly by slowly, just like that, okay? I just choose colors that are around that particular space. So I still come do the same thing over here. So I'm going to fast forward the video so that we don't make this video so long. Okay, let's go. Precise is not matching very well. We're still going to do that, but on a global level. So you still come, press Alt on your keyboard, and then you come and paint over, just like that. Make sure you do it in such a way that she does not get flat, just like that. So what are we going to do next? Now I'm just going to come here and duplicate this, so that I emphasize the whole process. Look at this. That's the before, that's the after, before and after. So let me just put this in a group, just like that. Oops, did I just increase that? Okay, I'm just going to come and put them in a group like that. So you remember the process was going slow. Look at, that's the before and that's the after. Before and after. Before. See how far we've got this image? Now, at least here when you start doing frequency separation, you won't get those kind of patches, okay? So this is what we're going to do next. Now, I'm just going to come and flatten the whole piece. I'm going to come and flatten the whole piece. Then we do the frequency separation process once again, okay? So I'm just going to come here. Oh, by the way, if you want to be a super excellent retoucher by next Friday, yes, when I say next Friday, I mean next Friday, enroll into the Retouching Secrets Masterclass. Click the link in the description below and save almost $150 on that particular enrollment. Use the coupon code THANKYOU50 and then get a 150 and save $150 on your purchase. That is all you have to do. Now, let us continue with this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, of course, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Show me some love, okay? Now, let us flatten this. How do we flatten this? You press Ctrl-Shift-E or Command-Shift and E to flatten the whole image so that it is one layer. So we are going to come back and do again the frequency separation bit, okay? So here I'm going to come, still press the beauty frequency. If you're not seeing this action panel, you come into the windows and you click the action panel. It will come back. Click the frequency, the beauty frequency 24 MP, and then play it. And again, I'm still going to keep it at 5.0, just like we had done in the previous thing. And then I say, okay. And remember, we had already finished setting up this. I'll come here and again I say, okay again. So the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to get into our frequency separation, okay? Now, how do we do this? Now, we are going to just come and remember, I only came here to work on the evening out of skin tones. I just want the skin tones looking as precise and soft as can be without those patches, okay? So let us roll into this. Now we're just going to come get our lasso tool. We're going to put the feather at 18, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to come and select this particular part, our forehead, like that. And then we're going to come here and say filter, blur. You say Gaussian blur. And then the next thing we are going to do, we are just going to, let's first put it to 0. Now I just want us to look at how these things blend. Yeah, just look at this. It's going to be magical. Look at that. Oh my God. Isn't that so beautiful? Isn't that so gorgeous? Look at that. How beautiful is that, guys? This is so beautiful. See, look at where we came from. Now I'm also going to come here and do the same thing over here. I press Command Alt F to repeat the action. Or if you're using an older version of Photoshop, you press Control or Command F. Command is for people using Mac and Control is for people using Windows. I'll still come here in the next stage here, right here, and then say Control F. I'll also come here again, still press Control F, and I'll also come here, still say Control F. Now I have a challenge here. When you look around the cheekbone area, really I'm losing out on the highlights. I don't want to lose out on the highlights. I think I'll give that particular part its own frequency. Now there is something we did not edit. Now when you look at her, she looks stressed out. You know, she has dark patches all around her eyes. Okay, see these? Now let me show you. I was actually took the whole attention onto removing the dark patches and forgot all about the darkness in the eyes. How do we go about this? Now what we do, you just still come and create a same layer here. I'm going to just come and rename it eye patch. Okay, now this same technique is the same technique we use when we are removing knuckles. You know those dark knuckles? If a lady, you take a picture of a lady that most probably has dark knuckles, this is the same technique you use to remove dark knuckles. Dark knuckles don't look good in pictures, especially high fashion pictures. You don't want to have dark knuckles emphasized. So you use this particular technique to remove those dark knuckles. So you create that particular layer, you still get your brush tool right here, and then you come and then look at that. So I paint over, I choose the color, I come and paint over, you know. Like I said, simple, as simple as that, but don't overly do it. Now this flow is too much for me. It is too much. I don't want to lose out. See, now let me show you the before and after. You know, that is the best way of editing out stress in an image. Yeah, and let me just come still here still, and we continue with our skin retouching. So I'll still come here. I don't want to edit off the highlights. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I mean, if you're the kind who skips through videos, like you miss a lot of information that I put aside, you know. So my advice is don't skip through videos, okay? Please watch every minute, because every minute you miss, I usually give a lot of tips in between retouching. That's why I don't have many 2-minute videos on the channel, because I'm serving people who are typical beginners, people who want to become great. I'm known so much after people who are just passing through. That is not my target audience. My target audience are people who have failed to find somebody to enlighten them into these techniques. That's why my tutorials are a bit slow. So if you're looking for a quick fix, I think this is really not the channel for you. That is one thing I can say. There are very many channels out there that provide quick fixes and the like. This channel is for people who want to learn step by step the whys and the whats. It doesn't only show the whats, okay? So if you want a quick fix, I'm so sorry. This is not the right channel for you. I think this is for people who want to go deep into this retouching thing and become stars and become super experts, who wants to transform their, you know, imagery, their photography. So let us just look at this. You're going to come and try to paint over here so that we make sure this color somehow matches like that. So we don't do it so much, you know, to a level that, you know, she loses identity. So we do that. So here we are. I'm going to just push it backwards. So we're going to now do it over the neck area. Filter, blur, save, Gaussian blur. Still, we come here, Control F. Still, over here, Control F, and just to repeat the action, right there. So let us get onto the texture layer and try working out this particular texture. So I just come here and remove the hardness, and then I really don't like this thing following me, so I'll just come and how do I even remove it? Have I even forgotten? I just don't want it following me, so I'll just come and remove the show overlay here. It bothers me, so I'll just come and press Alt to select and then just begin editing off. Just like that. What you're hearing in the background, of course, it's the mouse and the keyboard. I'm editing with the mouse and a gamer's keyboard, and gamer's keyboards, I don't know why they make them so noisy, but I think I'll have to change it. It's too noisy, man. I don't know whether you're even giving it attention, or it's me who just brought attention to it, but that's so I'll just come and just do simple. So certain parts definitely can be removed with on the top of the texture layer, especially the very micro, but I don't want to go into details of really editing this too, because if it was really client work, I would even take a lot of time. But my advice would be, if you're going to do a shoot, especially a lady, always, especially if you're into the portrait photography business, always advise your clients to come with a makeup artist, because a makeup artist does this. He or she saves you hours and hours of post-production. But again, you arming yourself with this knowledge, when you get into situations where you don't have a makeup artist, most probably you're working in a remote area or a place where there are no makeup artists, this is your only, your knowledge would help you would help you through that particular situation. So I just come and just a minute, come on this layer, and then so let us zoom this out. Now let us look at where we came from and where we are right now. I'll put these in a group. Oops, sorry. Now here's what we have. We have basically done something. Actually, it's not yet finished. When you look at it even, we still have to patch up the colors around this particular area. So I come here onto where we did the eye patch, right there. I'll just put my head slightly far away from the screen so that I get something more precise. So I'm just going to come here and just paint over so that I get those colors, like even here, so that I get the browns in. I'll still come here and do the same thing, pick this color and then just come and paint over. Let us look at this. See how we are bringing it to life.
Okay, now we are just going to go into the one last thing you're going to do when it comes to matching skin tones. Ready? So we're going to use curves adjustment layers. So how do we do that? You just come into here, the adjustment layers, and come into curves right there. So we're going to look at this particular skin tones. Usually this particular picture is made up of, look at it as only 3 colors: the R, G, and B, the red, blue, and green channels. Yeah, those are the 3 channels that make up an image. So we're going to first come into the red channel, because when you look at her skin tones, they have a lot of reds, they have a lot of yellows, and what is making the skin look the way it is are usually the greens. Okay, so you just come here and get into the reds, and then you just come and punch the reds up. Okay, don't worry about it. I know it may appear to be much, but you're going to see where I'm going to go. So I'm going to call this red. Okay, that is what you're going to call it. I'm going to press Ctrl I or Command I to turn it to black. Then I'm going to come and create another layer, adjustment layer, curves adjustment layer, and this is going to be a blue. So this one will just come and increase the blue. Okay, and I'll name this the blues. Press this Control, I'll call this Control I. Then I'll come here into the still curves adjustment layer and get into the green channel, and I'll still come and increase the greens. Yep, that is how we're going to work it. So that is going to be red. Oh, this is so green. I'm going to press Control I just to do what, to help you understand. Now, this is what I just want you to, let me explain this to you. I'm going to explain this to you like I would explain to a 5-year-old kid. Now, here is the thing. Every curve adjustment layer is going to fight a particular color. Yeah, let me just press this Ctrl B on my keyboard, filter. Okay, let me just get here and come to color balance. Okay, I'll put it here just for your understanding. Now, when you look at, see these colors, red, green, blue. Now, let us look at it here. When you look at the color red, what is opposite red? It is cyan. Okay, all these colors, this is the RGB, and it is also being represented here, RGB, the red, blue, green. And when you look at this side, it is also RGB. So, if the picture has a lot of reds, what do you do about it? You increase the cyans if you want to reduce the reds. And if the picture has too much green, what do you do about it? You bring in the magenta. If it has too much yellows, too much warmth, what do you do about it? Definitely, you cool it down. Look at this as the light wheel, if there is something of that sort, or the color wheel, or there is a color wheel and there is the wheel of light. I don't know whether it is even the wheel of light, but look at what colors are opposite one another. Okay, now when you look at her face, the parts that are not that warm, you realize they have a bit of this cyanish vibe. Okay, so that is where we're going to come and work on the green and paint in those particular colors. Okay, but we're going to build this slowly by slowly. Okay, so let me close this. Hope you guys have understood this, but I want you to replay this video so that you understand the actual meanings, the actual things. Okay, let us just close this and we begin playing. Okay, so we're going to come into the red channel. I'm just going to step a little bit far away and just look at, now like this area here, I'm just going to come and paint in with quite still opacity at that, and I'll reduce this and I'll just come and paint in. Oops, I'll make sure it's white on top with this red channel selected, and I'll come and paint in. that. Let me just show you. I hope it's seen visible on the screen. Look at where we've just painted. See the before, that's the after. See the before, that's the after. So we shall still come and just paint in slowly. Look at this. Before and after, before and after, before. You know? Still we come on the same side and we come and painting. Just like that. So we come also in the forehead zone. We come and painting. You know, just into these particular zones. The good thing of using curves adjustment layer is that you don't distort the whole. Basically, once we paint, we are only painting the reds in. Okay, we are not actually distorting anything. Okay, so we still come around this area. When you look at it, it looks a bit dehydrated. Okay, so we come and still painting. So we are looking out for those parts that seem to have been taken over by the greens, okay? And we are painting in, did I say greens? By cyans. So we are painting in so that we get those colors back, okay? For only those particular parts. Let me show you the before and after. Look at this. That's the before. That's the after, before and after. So you go on building this slowly and slowly. Let us try looking at the blue. When you look at the nose, the nose area, it seems to have a lot of, you know, yellows. It is too warm. So I just come and paint in with the blues. Look at this. Before, you know, it's super burnt out. So I come and painting. Same applies to here. There is a bit of yellows and, you know, so you go on building and building this image. I'll come back to the reds and still come and, you know, paint this in. At the end of the day, you want to produce an image that is, you know, that looks super gorgeous. And of course, for the greens, before I go into the greens, let us come. When you look at this, the yellow wing of her, still you come and paint with the blues. I'll come back again on the reds and also try to. I'm working so much on the reds because the skin is mostly made up of warm colors than the blues. Okay, that's why I'm mostly working with the reds and less of the other colors, because skin tones are mostly in the red zone. Okay, whether you're editing Caucasian skin or melanin skin, it is the same techniques would definitely work wonders. Now when you look at this bottom part, definitely when you look at it, it has a bit of, how should I say, it has a bit of yellow. So I'll just come and get blue and try to cool it down a bit. Like that. So let us look at this. See how we are bringing back life to the whole piece. Look at this, the before and after, before and after. Now, if we had time, if this video could even go on and on, but I'm just going to come and put this in a group. I'll just call this curves match, and then I'm just going to come and delete this. Look at this. That's what the curves have done. Before, after, before and after. Basically, we have warmed up parts that were too cold and made the parts that were too warm a bit cool, and we have struck a balance in between. So that's how we do editing of
skin tones. That is how we match skin tones. Once you learn this technique, you're going to make a lot of money in your business. You're going to hype up. These are the kinds of skills you need, so that once you put the technical stuff out of the way, the next thing you have to do is now market your business and make money. I'm helping you with these tools. Guys, if you've added something new on this video, leave me a comment below. Tell me what exactly has resonated with you. I will see you in my next video, and adios.